Man, I am not looking forward to this game. Yo ho ho, Dom Mafia. Welcome to yet another edition of the Dom Mafia Report, and that's right, you did read that title correctly. This is my weekly preview video where I sort of give you an enemy analysis, right? We're going up against the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday, and might I say, I certainly wish that our team was not in a body bag at this point when it came down into injuries, but here we are, right? The game, the show must still go on. So within this episode, what I'm going to do is I am going to describe exactly what I think the Buffalo Bills offense needs to do against the Minnesota Vikings defense to be successful, and exactly what the Buffalo Bills defense needs to do against the Minnesota Vikings offense to be successful. And I'm also going to touch on this laundry list of a damn injury report that we have, and topped off with my final score prediction. If you are not subscribed to this channel already, make sure you do that and smash the out of that like button. But right before we dive into all of that, guys, I do need to give a giant shout out to today's sponsor, and that just so happens to be Prize Picks. Prize Picks is hands down the #1 platform when it comes into player prop bets. Now, you can choose anywhere from 2 to 5 players, and as long as you predict correctly based off of the spreads that they provide, if you guess over or under correctly for each and every single one of them, you could be seeing a pretty massive payday. I'm talking times 5, times 10 of your original bet. It's literally the go-to place for the perfect parlay. The best part about it is that Prize Picks is hooking the Don Mafia up. The second that you sign up for the app, make sure you use code Don Mafia, and they will match 100% up to your initial deposit, all the way up to $100. So essentially, you're getting free money, and if you know what you're doing, you can turn that free money into easy money. So whatever you're doing, pause this video and download Prize Picks today. So yeah, Dom Mafia, this game right now, I felt very, very optimistic about it right before all this chaos with Josh Allen surfaced, right? I mean, obviously, we all know that he ended up having a bit of an elbow injury after the Jets game. While it was encouraging that he literally ended up airing out a football about 70 yards the play after his injury, he is still listed as did not practice, and rumors are swirling. And if I know Sean McDermott, and I know Brandon Beane in the front office, the coaching staff, I would be genuinely surprised if Josh Allen plays on Sunday. Just because historically we're pretty conservative about rushing our players back. Perfect example, Trey White. Been off the injured reserve for about 2 weeks now. We thought that he was going to be back for the Green Bay game. Not the case. Who even knows if he's going to play this Sunday? So, in my opinion, I think Josh Allen is probably not going to play. Here's a snapshot of today's injury report. Right as you can see, we have Josh Allen did not practice. Edmonds did not practice, which is not ideal because I do not want to see Jaquan Johnson anywhere near the field once again. We have Kyer Elam, which was very interesting about his ankle because he was limited on Wednesday but did not practice today. So with Greg Russo being out on the opposite side, that's going to hurt. He did not practice. He is almost 1,000% not going to play on Sunday. And then Poyer, I'm not sure if you guys saw that picture of his elbow, but it's looking like that we're going to be without Poyer as well. So the only encouraging news is that I see that Matt Milano was a full participant. God forbid we need that guy out there, especially against this high-powered offense. Spencer Brown, finally, dude man, is listed and ready to go at full participant, barring any setbacks, of course. So that's basically what we're working with right now. We're going to have to see what's going on. So let's get into the Vikings, right? And I want to start off with their offense. The first thing you always got to look at is the quarterback, and that just so happens to be Kirk Cousins. He's an NFL journeyman, super effective. As long as Dude Man's not playing in prime time, he is elite, okay? Absolutely elite. But if you put him at 4 o'clock, Sunday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, Monday Night Football, forget about it. But overall, super, super effective. But that does not mean that he does not have any weaknesses whatsoever. He's the kind of guy, especially this year, where he's going to be the sort of quarterback that's going to be like death by a million paper cuts, right? He utilizes the absolute firepower that he has and weapons on the offensive side of things. Very rarely attempts to throw the ball downfield. This year specifically, and when he does not have a lot of success doing it either. So I think we have a pretty good understanding of exactly how they are going to attack this defense from a passing perspective. They have absolute ballers, right? They have Justin Jefferson. The Vikings ended up picking him up in exchange for the pick that we gave them for Stephon Diggs. He is a top 3 wide receiver. He's going to cause problems. I could care less if Trey White was on him. He is going to make plays. He is that good. There are very, very few weaknesses in this guy whatsoever. He's just a straight-up football guy. Still have Thielen. He's getting up there in age. He's still a very quality starter, in my opinion. Then they have TJ Hawkinson, who they just recently ended up acquiring. He had a big game last week. It's right as his Vikings debut. And then, of course, they have Dalvin Cook, who is one of the best running backs in the entire league. Ladies and gentlemen, I guarantee you that the Vikings were watching tape, okay? And they saw the New York Jets absolutely run the ball down our throats. They saw all the missed tackles that we had. We're going to be seeing a lot of Dalvin Cook. If I'm giving any prediction whatsoever, they are going to feed Dalvin Cook until we can prove to them that we can actually make something all of us need to be a bit nervous about. Now, Kirk Cousins can be taken advantage of. I mean, like any quarterback on the face of the planet, he is going to significantly depreciate in value when he is pressured. We need to pressure the quarterback. I know that we've had a couple of sacks this year, but statistically, the Bills, once again, are still having a hard time getting organic pressure on the quarterback. That is an absolute must. Greg Rousseau is going to be gone. We really need Jordan Phillips, Ed Oliver, Tim Settle set up. There's weaknesses on this offensive line. They're efficient, but there are weaknesses, and we need to get in Kirk Cousins' face. Now, vast majority of quarterbacks, and even Kirk Cousins back in the day, would kill the blitz. This year, very first time I've seen this in quite some time, he has been struggling against the blitz tremendously. It's not like him, but I wouldn't be surprised if we can go on ahead and throw in a few more blitzing packages and really make sure that we get in his face. We need to be able to make Kirk Cousins' life a living hell from the defensive line point of view, especially with all the weaknesses that we have in our secondary. There's no Poyer. I'm hoping that Tremaine Edmonds is out there. We will see. Matt Milano is going to have to be out there, so hopefully we can go on ahead and make some tackles when we need to, but we need to account for our very weak secondary and get to Kirk Cousins. And so overall keys, I'm just going to have to say make your damn tackles, right? Like literally the Buffalo Bills right now, we are missing a huge amounts of tackles. It's disgusting. It's something that we need to address. If not, then Dalvin Cook and all of these playmakers on this offense are just going to have their way with us. We need to actually finish these plays. Number 2, throw in some blitz packages. Throw in some blitz packages on Kirk Cousins. He's been struggling this year. So now it comes down into the Buffalo Bills offense versus the Minnesota Vikings defense. Now, listen, this analysis right now would be the same even if Josh Allen was playing on Sunday. If it's Josh Allen, if it's Case Keenum, same exact analysis. This team is still very good, right? Very, very, very solid defensive line. They have Zadarius Smith, who is an absolute stud when it comes down into any type of pass rush, leading the league. So they have a great pass rush mentality. Like, they're going to be giving our offensive line fits. That's why I am very happy that Spencer Brown is going to be back into the lineup as far as the injury report suggests. So we're going to have to address this. Their linebackers are very athletic. They can make plays. Safeties are also very good. The weakness is their outside corners. Right? Their CB2 is not going to be playing, and they're going to be having a 4th rounder starting on the opposite side. He is a person that you need to target and take advantage of as much as humanly possible. Gabe Davis, this is where you step up, right? A lot of us have been disappointed in his play so far. It might have to do with the scheme that has been implemented on us when it comes down into the Packers and the Jets. The Vikings secondary specifically does not have the personnel to successfully pull that off, right? Where they bracket Diggs and put the CB1 on Gabe Davis. It's just not going to happen. They don't have the personnel to efficiently run that. So pick on those outside corners. pick on them and make plays. Plays are available. This team is giving up a lot of air yards, and they are one of the weakest teams in the entire league when it comes down into red zone defense. Absolutely smack dab last place in the league. So if we can efficiently make plays, run the ball, dude, don't give up. Don't give up on Devin Singletary. He's giving you 4 to 5 yards per carry. Keep it going. Let's get Hines involved right here. No flash. Just make smart choices. Whatever you do, don't turn the ball over, for the love of God. March down the field. And once you get in the red zone, statistically speaking, it's almost a give me. So what we need to do, biggest keys against this defense, is you pick on the outside corners, do whatever you can to get into the red zone, and most importantly, do not give up the football. This defense is great with takeaways. They really are. Fumbles, picks, they're there. Yeah, Dom Mafia, that is my analysis. Final score prediction, surprisingly, I'm going to see it being relatively low scoring, just because I see both teams really having those long, sustained drives with each and every single possession. I really don't see like a lot of splash plays, especially if Case Keenum is going to be out there with Kirk Cousins and that offense by itself. I'm really not seeing like a lot of like huge chunk yardage plays. I think the time of possession is going to be relatively even, but it's going to be a lot. Final score prediction, man. I got the Buffalo Bills winning 24-21. Like I said, not necessarily the highest scoring game. I think it's definitely going to be a defensive battle. And yeah, so I do see us pulling it off. Do me a favor, leave a comment in the comment section. What are your thoughts on this? I always love hearing what you guys have to think. Subscribe to this channel, like this video, and before I let you go, you better always remember, let's go Buffalo.